Morning, Bob. I'm gonna do a little video, Bob, about ideas how to order material specific for dry utilities. And I just want to let everybody know that we're not gonna want to dictate you the way how you're going to order. It's ideas only, and that way probably is gonna help. Everybody has his own ideas and his own method, but we want to try to be efficient of how to be more precise and avoid extra ordering where that's going to cause on becoming a waste of material or material damages. So we have a different set of print right here. They are on the table, so you guys are seeing right here. We're going to use a multifamily version of one of the jobs on Riverside for Century Community. And it's just, like I say, it's just an idea as how we can be more efficient. Because when you got your scope of work, doesn't give all the details what you need to order. So that's gonna help us to understand that we have to put attention on the print, not just the scope of work. Because in the scope of work, they just give us the linear footages. They don't give us all the angles, 90s, radius, 45 degrees. So every different product has a different challenges when we order. So in specific multifamily and this specific job that you see right here is they have it's all 5-inch pipe. So this specific job in the scope of work, we have 4,400 foot of 5-inch pipe. But when you see on the job, we have a multiple, what we call it radiuses, of 45 by 150s. And many of these callouts, they are multiple pipe. Like, for example, this one, you have 4 pipes. You have another one right here. This one will have 8 pipes. So when you have those one, we have to make sure we understand that all those angles, we need to reduce it from the straight line footages. And that way we don't have to order 4,000 foot of pipe when you just gonna need 3,000 because the other 1,000 is gonna be all in different angles. When I was doing my maths on this specific job, we have about 800 foot of that is going to be total angles. So we have about 75, 45 by 150. Each one of them, it measures 9 feet. We have about a little more than 20, 22s that is already dictated on the print. So we have to get that on consideration. Plus, there is many times those print doesn't reflect you that you have to put 11s, but I'm gonna just point you a specific location where you going to use 11s that is specific right here. Why I say that? Because we have a stone drain that is in our way. So all of that is extra materials that is not reflected in our scope of work and that we need to make sure that we have to count on it. So when you order materials, my recommendation is that you don't order 100% the first order. Just order a little bit short, and that way you give you a little bit of time to understand the many obstacles that you have on your way, and that way you maybe add or retract from the linear footages because you're going to use more angles. Just to close on the multifamily, please speak with your inspectors when you need to add angles that is not on our designs, because many of the inspectors, we are limit the amount of angles that we can add on each run. So if you see that your run for every services or from one structure to the other one has more than what is on the print as you inspector, because every angle that you add on the call out is adding more pressure or more uh, I can say what more hard pull for the cable. Remember when we pull it 700 at a million cable, it's hard to pull it. So every call out has to be modified from Edison, and that way they understand the it is enough capacity, or they have to change the type of puller they're gonna use when they're gonna pull, specific when it's multifamily and it's a T cable they're gonna pull. We have another print right here for the same job, but this is a single family product. So 80% of the material right here for electrical is gonna be 3-inch pipe. This specific work order, it is a work order 2. It has, in the scope of work, we have 2,500 feet or linear feet pipe. But just this specific job, let me change it. Doing my calculation, we have about 75 90s that we need to place. Each 90 is a 7 foot long when you count the whole length of the 90. So you're talking about almost 500 foot just on 90s alone. So when you say the total is 2,500, you already left with just 2,000 foot of straight pipe. So we have to put all on the consideration when we order, because we see the scope of work that says 2,500, but you're already using 70 plus 90s, you already cut almost 1/3 of your pipe right there. So we need to make sure we don't order an extra pipe. That's what I say. You may have to order a little short at the first time, or if you have a multiple work orders, you may be able to order a little more, because and that way you can just use it later on the second work order after you see how many you are using a specific in each one. Also in this work order, you want to use, just to say about, not perfect, but I to say about 22s. There is another 65 feet of pipe. And you're gonna use about, in this work order, just being generous, you're gonna use about 1545s. It's adding another 45 feet, 50 feet of pipe. So all of that, we need to put it in consideration when we're ordering material, because otherwise we're gonna be with a lot of waste, a lot of pipe that is being exposed to the different climes, and it's get damaged with the heat or cold. So that's why we want to be ordering what we need on the job site. I want every one of you to understand something that is really important in my point of view, and I think in the company, that is when the price for every single angle that we order is different than regular pipe, the regular linear footages. So if you order a 90, it's different price, and I can say certainly it's more than double than the regular pipe. So if you order a 90 that is only 7 feet, it's gonna cost you the same amount or maybe a little more than the price for the whole 20-foot length of pipe. So imagine if you ordered 20 extra 90s, so you already ordering 300 foot of pipe, extra pipe that is not gonna be used. So you're already using a lot of your budget for job that is some amount of money that we have for every product. So that's why we have to be smart when we're ordering, and make sure if a 90, a 45, a 22 is extra, just keep it as safe as possible, and that way we don't damage it. We can use it in another place, but we need to be smart to don't over order, or if we over order, make sure we protect our material, because that's your money, is my money too. In the scope of work, we have the linear footages for 3-inch pipe that we're going to place on the work order 2 on Armor Ridge, I think is the job number. So we, like I said, we have a 2,500, but in just 90s, we're gonna use about 500 feet, just 90s. And we're gonna use another 60 and 45s and a little more and 22s. So you don't need to order this amount. Just go with 2,000. And then if you need a little more, you add it. You're gonna place, like I said, you're gonna place a little bit of 4-inch, a little bit of inch and a half for street lights. So let's make sure that when you order, don't go above. Just go a little bit, a little less, and we can add. And another thing, I think you guys already know, our vendors, they already have agreement to come to deliver our stuff that is included already on. So if they come in multiple times to deliver it, that has already been billed on the original price when they get agreed to deliver our materials. So they're not gonna charge you extra money to come 2 times or 3 times for the delivery. So it's better order a little less, and then when we needed the rest remaining, we order it. And that way we don't have extra pipe getting beat from temperatures, or maybe we have a small room where we're gonna place our material, and then we just overstack, and we're not gonna have a room to keep it safe on our job. I wanna mention another thing. Now, scope of work, as you guys see, is multiple stuff that it's not reflected. There is small stuff like duct tape, glue, plugs, grounding. That is not right here. So we need to be always aware that when we place those orders, we need to fill all the gaps that they don't do it for us. So we have to understand what is our responsibility, but they give us all the different amounts of what we need: pads, hang hose, pull boxes, and what sizes are. So we have a lot of information, but we need to go to the prints for sure and just make sure the material that we need to order is the right one. You just remind me something that is really important right here about that I just barely mentioned it, about grounding, about different stuff that we need, and how we know if there is not right here in the scope of work. Specifically, you mentioned about grounding, how we know how many ground rods, how much cable we're gonna need. I'm gonna just give you an example. In this specific job, I have 5 pads that I'm gonna set right here in this work order. So that's giving me the information right there, how many ground rods. I need 10 ground rods for those 5 pads. And I need 20 foot of number 6 copper for each one of the pads. So I need 120 feet, just specific for those pads right there, or actually 100 feet. And I need 10 clamps for that, the grounding is specific for the pads. But at the same time, I'm gonna use pull boxes. How many? 1 right there. I need another 1 for my pull box. It changed for different entities, yes. Riverside, it may be more or less, it changed sizes of the cable. Different Riverside, for example, they use 4A for everything on the grounding. They still use the 2 clamps, the 2 ground rods and the 2 clamps, but they use number 4A for every single, even though a pull box, a small pull box, or a big transformer. Edison is based on the size of their structure. When it's a single phase, they use number 6. When it's a slab box, they use 2A. When it's capacitor, it varies the area. Sometimes they want number 4, or they use 2A. But when it's a slab box that is big transformer, like it's gonna be at least a 75 kV transformer, you have to put 4A. So it changed on Edison even though, but if you go to Indio, For example, you put the two ground rods, but you weld it. You cut weld, not clamps. Another good thing, for Edison, the ground rods are 8 foot long. For Indio, are 10 foot long. So it's something that we need to have it in consideration too. What else I can say? Glue. Glue, we are not really limited to say this is the amount, but for this specific work order right here, I'm gonna tell you the 4 gallons of glue is gonna give you really, really close. It depends if the guys are gluing in a regular method of gluing. I say if you order 6, it's not gonna kill nobody, but you have to put in consideration that sometimes you're wasting. It's gonna be against us too. So what else I can tell you? Tape. For me, in my point of view, for the price, it's better have a little extra because you always need tape on your truck. So if you need 12 rolls, just order 12 rolls. Don't be limited on that. And another thing that I'm gonna just kind of mention right here is gonna be encasement. Encasement in a single family is a little, you can say a little tricky. You need to know exactly why and where you need that encasement, because in single family, they are a little more specific. They don't want to put the encasement where it's not really needed. It has to be specific. It is more like a multifamily where you have to put it. They want more protection because the way how the system is built. But single family, they want to be specific. If you don't need it, they don't want you to put it. It's not like a multifamily. Sometimes you don't need it, or there is no call on the print, and they want you because of the way how the package is built. So I'm not gonna say right now. Haven't studied this specific why we need those 400 foot of encasement. It's gonna be in a little sections because we have probably more than 5 pipes on a single family. If you have a 4 or less and single family, you don't need it. But if you have a 5 or more, you will need it. So just something to have in consideration because it's really high price when you put in concrete when you don't need it. So this is the system, the way how IID designs. So this is a print for a big section. This print is 3 work orders at the same print. And the way how we understand this print right here, I know there is a couple foremen already, more than a couple foremen. They're already been helping me in Indio. This is IID territory. So Indio, Palm Desert, La Quinta, or Coachella Valley. So if you see in the top right here, we have the callouts. We have different colors right here. We have a red that indicates it's a primary system. We have the green that is the secondary system for the transformer for the handheld. And then you have a little callout that is that is going to be in, I can say 80% of the single family is going to be only 1-2 inch for the residence, for the house. So you have to understand the different callouts and how you know what it is. You see the little triangle? You coming down right here and you see right here, you see in this part right here, this is your callouts. It's gonna give you what these triangles mean because it's gonna be triangle, it's gonna tell you different sizes. And we have a couple more specifications right here. This is when it's a single family, when it's a single conductor, when it's a 3-phase conductor. If, like this one right here, it says that it's a 2, it's kind of hard for you guys to see it. It is 2 or 4 pipes. It's gonna have encasement, but it's gonna be maybe only flat. The encasement is gonna be on top. This one is 5 or more pipes. It's gonna be full encasement. Almost similar like Edison, but it's in this specific it's gonna be 2 SAC slurry. It's not gonna be like Edison that is 2.2 concrete. There is a specific mix. They in Indio territory they want 2 SAC slurry. What else? The way how they dictate the type of structure that you're using. They have a little symbols, and you have to go to the details on the IID standards to see which one each symbols represent, and that way you order the specific structure. They don't give you sizes; they just give you codes, and that way you and the standards you're gonna see which one it is. Another thing that is gonna be in the structures right here, they give you a specific numbers where you're gonna land. You don't dictate. They tell you which each pipe has a number, and you're gonna place that pipe in the specific number that they give you to. So it is a little bit different than just terminals. Edison give you a size on the backs. On IID territory, they give you numbers on the pipe. Each pipe has a number. You have to put it on the numbers the box has been assigned for. So it's a little brief for Indio. I know that Raul and maybe somebody else is gonna speak a little bit later about San Diego. He's more expertise on San Diego. Every municipality or every utility company has their own standards. Like I mentioned a little bit before, Riverside has their own standard. Banning Electric has their standards. Anaheim. So Los LA Power, Water and Power. So we need to understand, and that's why it's important to read the details on the prints. Always check your standards, because you may be safe to get the standards and understand what. And if you see in the standard that says something different than what is in the scope of work, please let us know, because it may be the estimators didn't cache a little stuff in the standards. It may be a different type of pipe. It may be different, maybe schedule 40, maybe schedule 80. Even though sometimes the color, the pipe, we have to understand the pipe, it has to be for AT&T. Many inspectors for the AT&T, they want type C pipe. It has to be white. Many places on Frontier, they want a schedule 40, 4-inch schedule 40. Many places they don't really care that you can put the schedule 40 or DV. So we need to understand and speak with inspectors. And that way we have a really good product at the end of the day. Okay, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Remember, we as a general foreman, we are right here for you. We want to help you to grow with us. It is never wrong question. So always when you have a question, please ask. We want to learn to you. Remember, every job has a different challenge. So always do you diligent to know, understand your job, check your scope of work, and if you see something that is unusual, or maybe you have a little doubt, raise your hand. Let us know. We have a team ready to help you. So, thank you.